Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun today, oh, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun Diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary,
thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is live. Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun Diary Politico. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun Diary.
Thank you. You can also read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well, and then you can make your contribution accordingly. Comment, and then at a point maybe we would be taking calls. So thank you so much for joining me. Share the broadcast if you haven't already. Like the broadcast, which is your own offering, and tell others that Maiyegun today. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, Doyin Okupe. Bàbá gbé wúrẹ́, Dasuki Gate. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, it is never going to go away.
àní ẹ̀sùn ra gómìnà gbowó jẹ.
Rail system that has been moribund for 20 years, I mean, have been comatose, that have never ever worked. This administration has revitalized it. They have revitalized.
We see the pictures of the rail side. They look like locomotives from 1950.
What does
second-hand, third-hand brought from China.
We are not America.
Why can't we have brand new?
You cannot have brand new trains because the economy cannot support that. And besides that, we are using.
Why? I thought we are the largest economy in Africa.
We are the largest. We are the largest market. We are the largest economy. It does not mean that all the money is not going to be used to go and buy trains and coaches.
So
look. You've got the money. The money is being spent on Nigeria and the Nigerian people. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank
you. Rail system that has been moribund for 20 years.
Obedience, obiterente. If you like say that today, then give you your own eat. But I have seen some of you trying to fight back. You know one thing that is always constant in life is the truth. You cannot color it. You cannot rename it. You cannot remodel it. You can't do anything about it. If it's not the truth, forget it. You are just going to be wasting a lot of your time trying to package that. But you see, on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, yeah, for so many of us who have actually like sort of a prophecy days anyway, right? And we know the categories of Nigerians and where many of you actually pitch your tent. So on this platform, we know that typical Nigerians, they love their criminals differently. For the obedient, if you have been a criminal before joining them, your crime is your crimes are forgiven. Your sins are forgiven. Just make sure that you don't go back or leave them, or they will use that as well against you. So in your own context, you want to rescue Nigeria with career thieves. Like some people love to do, by the way. If you look at the Buharidins, the Buharididins, in their own days, in the days of the yore, when they were shouting change then, right? And when everything started going south, these humbled slaves, obedient fools, they were able to blame other people except Bokwari. But it's a different case when it comes to Obi in this one, because no matter how much they try to repackage, even no matter how much Nigeria try to repackage them, some of us know who they are, okay? And there's no rebirth for criminals, whether young or old, for those who know them very well, especially the Nigerian political criminals. But Dasuki Gate is a very long case. In fact, it should be a scandal that not only send the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, to prison. It should have crumbled this APC, Egbe's government as well, in a working system. Oh, you see, it was a big bazaar. And in 2016, I remember this image. I don't know if many of you do, so that you can get a link of where Dasuki Gate and the people. The guy on the left in black is Bala Mohammed, is the current governor of Bauchi. The one next to him is Abati, is one of the anchor, front desk anchor for one of the major media houses in Nigeria. The one in the middle is Musili Obanikoro, who happened to be the Minister of State for, what do they call him? Defense. It was like the Deputy Defense Minister at the time. And guess what? On the right as well, far right, is your one and only, for food only, Kayode, right? Now, for food only Kayode, for food Kayode or something, FFK. Now, you see, the story that brought all of them together was that they all worked for a man called Goodluck Jonathan. The only person not in this picture is Dasuki, right? So in 2016, APC, Egbekegbe Bukwari's government, broke the news of arms scandal or something like that. Now you see these guys, while the Boko Haram, according to APCO, why Boko Haram were slaughtering and killing the people in Nigeria, the money meant for the procurement of ammunition was shared by these people. Now, they are not the only person, okay? These are the ones who are like stubborn, we no one return money. But let me give you the list from what I have here, okay? 1 second. Where where Donyi Okupe own coming, right? So you have the likes of Ladoja. They said Ladoja collected 100 million naira. Atairu Bafarawa, 100 million naira. This one too, former governor of Zamfara. Atairu is the former governor of Sokoto. Former governor of Zamfara, Mahmoud Aliyu Shinkafi. Former governor of Anambra, Jimu Wobodo. Now, Shinkafi collected 100 million naira. Jimu Wobodo collected 500 million naira. Then the former BOT chairman of PDP, Tony Anini, he collected 260 million naira. National chairman of PDP then, Amadou Ali, collected 100 million naira. Bode George collected 100 million naira in naira and $30,000 in cash from Dasuki. Yerima Abdullahi collected 100 million naira. Olufalaye collected 100 million naira. Tanko Yakasai, you know that Baba Tanko Yakasai collected 63 million naira. Bello Sakin, somebody called Bello Sakin, collected 200 million naira. Raymond Okwesi collected 2.1 billion naira. Right? Angono, Iyosha Ayu, the current chairman of PDP, Iyosha Ayu, his company collected 345 million naira. There's another one called BAM Properties. They collected 300 million naira. There's another one called the Alatul Investment Limited, 1.5 billion naira. Right? Also, there's also one, another one, another ex-chairman of PDP, Muhammad Bello Aliru, and his own son, Abba Muhammad. They collected 300 million naira. Sagira Tairu, who happened to be a former member of House of Rep, collected 300 million naira. Then there's this guy too, former chairman of security and intelligence for the House of Representatives. His name is Bello Matawale, who is the current governor of Zamfara. Is it Zamfara or Nasarawa? Zamfara. Bello Matawale, Abi. Anyway, collected 300 million naira. And yours truly, Donyi Okupe, collected 714 million naira. You see all of, okay, Zamfara, God bless you, Zamfara, Matawale. All of this money, immediately APC, Egbekegbe came, and they raised the alarm. They left some names out and what they got. Bokwari collected 500 million naira for cars and $300,000 cash for from Dasuki. But that may not really be the twist, so to say. Sorry, guys, if that is blinking, let me do something about that quickly. Sorry if this annoys you. Yeah. So let's hope the blinking stops. All right. Out of all the people who collected this money, right? For those who have been mentioned, there is somebody not mentioned. Give me a sec. Let's get this fixed before we really continue, because the moment you get so settled in it, it is a nightmare, more or less like a distraction.
Jay, Help us, oh. Help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh.
There is God, oh. Let's hope that I have fixed this blinking temporarily. I've got this long, massive cable, right? And I believe that it's just too long. The space between my camera and the other equipment and all that, they are not that long. So I'm so lazy about it anyway. So sorry about that anyway. So once it starts blinking again, sure, I am going to try and fix it. Then we can continue. Okupe, as all these names that you have been hearing, this one, that one, some of them started making deals. People like Obanikoro, maybe got himself a deal that he could just go about his normal business until he's out of the line and they can pull his card out. It is called compromise. In local politics and international politics, you call it compromise. Dirty politicians who are trying to act like they are not dirty or they've changed. The system will always have that compromise on them because they don't change. They are just like normal cats. Cats where you take guide fried meat. So they don't change. There's always that insatiable loss there. But as people have said, or maybe if you have not thought about it, the drama of Dasuki Gate for so long ago, we have seen that except for those who are not part of the APC, sure you get, except for those who are outside their circle, right? Everyone within their circle who took part in that bazaar, they are like talking down on everybody today on how people destroying people destroyed Nigeria. But one thing is this, the question, if everybody that worked with Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, right, is fingered in Dasuki Gate and Dasuki money, as much as the case is like, you know what I mean now, how come during all of their trial, their charade trial, how come Goodluck Jonathan, the person that approved the money, the person that gave them the authorization and the rest of that, how come he is never invited as a witness in any of those trials? Immunity, Abi. Okay. How about Dasuki? When last did you see Dasuki? And when last did you hear Dasuki answering for all of this crime as well? Maybe not, Abi. But that won't still change something. Okupe collected over 700 million naira, authorized by Goodluck Jonathan. Reuben Abati collected over 400 million naira for the press, for the media. He said breakfast for the media or something like a lunch for media press or something like that. That was how much, that was what they paid Abati for. That was what led Abati into this gathering. Bala Muhammad is accused of collecting over 2 billion as well. Reuben Abati accused of collecting over 400 million naira for the press, for lunch or for breakfast or abina for dinner. Maybe say for gari or eba or whatever. Yeah. Musili Obanikoro was accused of collecting over 4 billion naira from Dasuki. And yours truly, Mr. Peace on the right, he himself is accused of collecting over 300 million as well. Now, all of this, now in this picture, in this image, one of them in black is a governor today with immunity. The one next to him, Abati, probably cut a deal in a way that, is never acquitted. Obanikoro is never acquitted. Femi Kayode was never acquitted. And this other guy on the right as well, which I can't really say. I don't know. So what happened in their court today? For those of you who probably have heard the news, the court said Okupe did nothing wrong. The only thing Okupe did wrong was that under your money laundering act, or money laundering law in Nigeria, Okupe violated that law by transferring more than 5 million from his bank accounts. That's exactly what they found him guilty of. So by now contravening that particular law, the 700 and something million naira is not featuring. Is acquitted of all of that, like nothing, no evidence. But they found him guilty of money laundering because he used his bank account for money that's more than 5 million naira. So he now had the option of going to jail for 2.5 years or paying 500,000 naira not to go to jail. Do you know what happened? His lawyers, they chose to pay the fine instead of appealing the judgment or appealing the what have you, because it is Nigeria. Anyway, let's go to the court where the confusion first started when they told him you are guilty. At this point, I believe that Okupe himself was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What am I going to do? Confused.
Okay? Please take my phone. Let me sort out this. That's why you are calling journalists all around. If people release the money, nothing happens to them. I don't like this kind of thing, but just calm down. People release the money are working freely. Just calm down. It's very long now.
So, outside the courtroom, where some people felt like, no, we need to grab you, you need to come with us. So his lawyer almost lost it. Like, what is wrong with you people? Don't take him to jail until at least give him time till 4:30 before you jail him. In a way, if he pays his fine, he won't have to sleep in jail. Do you get that now? But it will be an ex-convict, money laundering ex-convict, which in this case, to his own base, even to himself, it's not really that bad. Now, outside the court, immediately, after the judgment, this also ensued.
Please, give him space. Let him talk. Just important. Get that to your head. Please, don't harass him. It's a problem. Like people should calm down. Beg you in the name of God. Allow him to sort out himself. By 4:30, if he cannot sort out, then he can come on. Thank you. Please.
You get that? At least give him till 4:30. If you cannot sort out the condition, then you can take him and all of that. But how much is 500,000, Baba? In Nigeria, let me tell you something. The reason why you have lots of thieves, active and then retired in Nigeria, and they always get away with all the crime. It's absolute nothing. In Nigeria, the moment you get into public office, right, the first training you get is that, number one, you are entering a corrupt system that even if you believe that you are not corrupt, okay, at the end of the day, within time, you will find yourself deep and deep and deep into it. So if you now found yourself stealing, or they are stealing on your behalf that you are aware of and all of that, it is ideal for you to steal so much, right, that you can pay lawyers enough to keep you out of jail. Do you understand that now? So if you want to steal 10 billion naira, for example, you know they are going to know about it eventually. So you have to keep at least 4 billion for two things: to silence those who might want to talk or expose you with evidence, and if that fail, to be ready to pay the lawyers a percentage of your loot, and they can keep you out of jail. So at the end of the day, you may just get a fine. Imagine stealing 700 million or getting access to 700 million naira because of election in 2015, Abi. And then became a case and all of that. Lawyers collected their own tens of millions from it. You get yourself whatever you want to get yourself from the money. And at the end of the day, the court says you should go and pay 500,000 naira. Isn't that why politics is business in Nigeria? Isn't that why everybody is trying to hibernate here and there? But compromise. You cannot teach old dogs new trick. Obedience. One of the things that people have tried to sort of shown to so many of you is that there is nothing you are doing right now that is new. Are you with me? The movement, the enthusiasm, the energy, the whole thing, they are not new. But you see what is so common, that is so obvious with what we have seen in the past, and what you are doing right now. The similarity is that when you pay attention very well, you will realize that those who have fallen out of the same rotten system that pushed everybody to one corner and say, oh man, I know they do again, you know that stuff, They are those who are like, who have lost out in their power play, gameplay, whatever play they are doing, right? They are always those who find it easily to align with the common people's, sort of a demand. Like, hey, we no go agree. You will be saying, but this one, we remember when you had the chance, you didn't really care about anybody. We remember what you did and you did here. You know what I mean? But suddenly they will just be on the side of the people. But here is something. Compromise. The compromise is that the system know them. Okay? The system doesn't have to like send them to come and be within you. You have already chosen them somehow. All they have to do is what? Is just to pull the string anytime they want to pull it by pulling their card, anytime they want to pull their card. And at the end of the day, even when you feel like you have defeated the actors, you realize that, defeated the system. You realize you only defeated the actors, but not the system. Because the system itself is actually controlling you. Now, this is where you can believe that you cannot train an old dog new trick. There are people that they are like leopards. They can't shed their skins. One thing is this, when me I believe on my part, is that if these guys, if they have something solid, like they do on Okupe and some other people within your rank, if they have the same thing on Obi, I don't think this whole thing don't last till now, except if they are waiting to release something before the end of the year that will finally probably show to all of you that they can't tolerate you till January. Sure, you get they need to smoke you out or whatever it is. But I still believe that if they have anything, which I would love to see, they would probably have probably have released that. But for doing Okupe, even if they say you be thief, say you suppose they play with goat picking, right? The people said they are tired with rotten system, with a criminal system, with this or that, Abi. And then Obi came on from the remnants of people destroying people. You can't take that away from them. You are just like you preferred your own criminals differently. in a way, Donyo Okupe is like that access, and there are more. So something started in his own state where somebody came and they accused him, as usual, something about money. And I'm like, person will get money case for courts. And you are in a team of people trying to do things like logically, rightly, and all of that. Waiting they go on. Where this happened.
Number 5. Article 9, Section 3, subsection 3 of our party's constitution states as follows. Only members who pay their monthly membership dues at rates prescribed shall be deemed to be bona fide members of the party. Arrears of dues of up to 6 months shall lead to forfeiture of membership. 6. Despite repeated demand from various meetings I had with Dr. Donyo Okupe in respect of his mandatory constitutional requirements to fulfill membership status, he has failed woefully in this regard, with some others to flagrantly disobey the constitution of Labour Party. He has polarized the party in Ogun State with his crops of PDP dissidents, political liabilities, who are only using Labour Party to revive their not only irredeemable dead political and financial lives, but have successfully stole all that is available in Labour Party. Therefore, in line with Article 9, Section 3 and subsection 3 of the Labour Party constitutional provision earlier stated above, we declare that Dr. Donyo Okupe, having failed in the payment of his membership dues for the last 6 months of joining the party, has forfeited his membership of the party and no longer fit and competent to continue to act as the DG of the Presidential Campaign Council. We hereby notify our national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, and Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, that it is expedient to obey the constitution of Labour Party by immediately appointing another DG for the PCC, and that should come from the north to reflect federal character and political balance.
Thinking this is just a shy play. It is not a shy play. Dr. Donyo Okupe, I want to make it.
Number 5.
But this is just like a few weeks back, okay? And this was like people who felt like the same old ways. You know, you have obedient, then you have the Labour Party. Sure, you get. Obedient are the ones who are like because of Obi. Or you have Labour Party, go. The ones that are always going into an alliance, into agreements with either the ruling party or any other party they want to go into. They know they get presidential candidate. Or if they get presidential candidate, even the presidential candidate will become a polling booth agent for another political party on the day of election. So, for the first time, they have all of young, old, angry, frustrated Nigerians who are like who are obedient behind Obi. So within their structure, their influence is what gave Donyo Okupe the chance. But for those who have seen the play and the handwork again, they're like, nah, this is not going to end well. Oh. So the party politics behind, there are some of you, God help you, when they go show you the real Nigeria, dubious political abracadabra, I go day here. You are just about 2 months away. So you know fire again. Are you with me? So these guys, they raise the alarm, but as usual, I think they are just like a small fries. So the influence it wield within the campaign. So Donyo Okupe, until today, are the support of those who are like at the higher level. You don't feel just touch on like that because he did so much. Oh, seriously, when it comes to this Obi thing, Obi's he did so well. Oh, but he was doing all of that to what? To revive his. Did he have any political career or something like the usual? So he had the support of his the top echelon of his party, who came in his defense. If you don't remember, I mean, if you don't forget, listen.
It has come to the attention of the national leadership of the party that the Ogun State chapter of the Labour Party has purportedly suspended one of the leader, or one of the party member who happens to be the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council. The Ogun State chapter has acted outside its constitutional jurisdiction. The party has internal conflict resolution mechanism of handling cases against party members as enshrined in the party's constitution. Therefore, the suspension of Dr. Doyin Okupe from the party by the Ogun State chapter is null and void. He still remains a card-carrying member of the Labour Party and the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council. The party is solidly united and are behind its leadership and the leadership of the Presidential Campaign Council. We are also not unaware of attempts by our opposition in some political parties to infiltrate the party structure at all levels. Since it has become obvious that the chances of the Labour Party's candidates emerging victorious in the upcoming general election is becoming brighter day by day. The party leadership will do everything within its powers to ensure that our cohesion is not tampered with and will not be distracted by the antics of the opposition candidate until all our candidates becomes victorious in the 2023 general election, inshallah. The Ogun chapter have fell short of contacting the party. Our constitution has enshrined in it a conflict resolution mechanism and disciplinary procedures. Before you discipline any member of the party, there are certain procedures that you have to follow. You have to follow by querying, you are just calling for and other procedures, and that has not been followed. No any complaint has been written by the state chapter or his ward to the local government, to even the state, to indict any of the member. So we are not unaware of what is going on.
So in a nutshell, Sha, he has, they have his back, so it's just no issue. I just love to be very, very sure of what I am signing up to or signing up for. So as it is, they are enough, okay, to launch their the usual establishment firework. And I don't know, I've said it before. I said that even though the momentum is not that so loud as usual, if you can pull it, beyond December, I think a lot to begin to kind of have a different thought about this whole thing. But when you see those that they have the system have compromised on, and those who are ready, when the chips are down, who are ready to derail the whole thing to your own disappointment, the place where you be, the one I've told you that when the Nigeria finally happen, I hope you have your plan B, because from the same set of people, you are all shouting, dead APC, dead PDP, dead this or that. When the chips are down, they will throw you under the bus, seriously, with convenience. Even though Zinzu is not around. So you have all heard that Zinzu Bokuwari turned 80. And Zinzu money, as usual, about the do birthday on top here. So who else could have that other than Bokuwari? So easy life, and all that. So is 80, we have been told, and the person who want to take over from him, which is Kolu. Now Kolu, while Doyin Okupe was being nailed to the establishment wall for everybody to know that they could take him anytime when they want, anytime. And whatever that is going to cost to your whatever, I mean to your campaign and what have you, doesn't really matter. So just a hint, the labor leaders, Nigeria NLC, they were with Kolu as one of the labor leaders in the political Labour Party, was being sentenced to 2.5 years for laundering over 700 million naira. So they were at a gathering with Kolu, where Kolu was addressing them. But the first set of people who spoke there in Abuja, let's go to Abuja, where Oshiomole was also on hand, and this other clown. But anyway, let's go to Abuja quickly. Oshiomole. And as usual, the clowns, it was always going to be a circus show. So let's start with that, where Oshiomole was addressing the NLC, where Kolu was also on seat. Listen to this.
You must ask your colleagues in Post and Telecommunication Union what happened when that same man sold Niger. And so now we say, they won't come again. They won't come again. You privatize Niger. Today, Niger is dead. You privatize NPC. Who is the living Nigerian who has money to buy NPC? This is the time not to make those mistakes. Particularly when they are at least to the part of the truth. So I think in this engagement, I would expect that workers address those things that we truly, really, and practically bring about a renewed hope for job creation in the manufacturing sector. By the way, I just look at some people here from Kogi State. How did the tree of Ajaokuta, how was it aborted? And who aborted it? Which political party aborted it? They sold Ajaokuta. They sold Delta State. What has become of them? And who bought them? We can go on and on and on. So I just ask us to be really careful, to take this exercise seriously, to do like Idi Amin, not the fact that Idi Amin, you know, President Idi Amin was led to have said to his African brothers, I have gone with an empty mind. And then another African president said, no, Your Excellency, not an empty mind. We have gone with an open mind. Open mind to persuade each other. Where does our future? Who will better guarantee our future? I believe, as we guarantee that future because we fought the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. Why Soludo is saying, and I emphasize Soludo because
I'm sorry, I was waiting for that part. Okay, I don't know how many of you will know that Tifnumbu, after creating Lagos, is also the man who fought Atlantic Ocean. If not for Tinubu, the entire Lagos today will be underwater. He was the only man who single-handedly stopped Atlantic Ocean. One of the rather nonsense that these educated morons love to say. But let's go forward. You want to hear another clown? He's called Patrick Obayagbon. I don't think I pronounced that right, but it doesn't really matter. Listen to him. He's also talking to the labor leaders in Abuja today on behalf of Kolu. Yeah.
Social, political, and cultural agglutinants that have the capacity to be able to address, mollify, and molikudo our political fault lines. And if we talk about history, because history is very, very germane. History is very, very germane. And if you look at the political history of our presidential candidate, I dare say that in the political firmament of Nigeria just now, he is the only one that possesses the sui generis capacity, the pertinacity of purpose, the intestinal fortitude, and testicular courage to address our national challenges. All I'm saying is without doubt. Finally, still on history. Do I need to remind you all? Do I need to bring under focal items and biceps that the man we are talking about today is the man who set the economic, the social, and the political chronometer of Lagos State on an autopilot of irreversible, multidimensional, and polyvalent developmentalism? Do I need to remind you? It's my honor and privilege to invite to the podium former distinguished senator, the bridge builder, the unifier, Jagaban Bogu, a cosmopolitan philosopher, to have his rare interface with this distinguished audience.
The man who have the testicular, the abdominal, and blah, 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 blah. Or bula blue, bala blue, whatever. So let's go listen to what he had to say. He was reading it anyway. So this time around, he wasn't reading from the teleprompter. He had all his paper there, natural, what's they call it? Manual, and no stress. He could just go on and be like, Then he was talking about a few things. That's the part I want us to go and see one by one now. And his audience was the Nigeria Labour Congress, OB people. They are supposed to be OB people, naturally, natural base, but they are also NLC, Nigeria Labour. Anyway, Yakolu, let's hear from you.
United, staying together, being firm on principles, being uncorruptible, being able to promote free and fair election. It could be fierce, but you embody democratic values. Let's give 3 voters to NLC. Voter. So that is fine. Otherwise, what are we here for? If not to promote democracy, quality of character, experience, not of rocket science, but commonsensical economic principles, theories, and practice. The real economy. Somebody that I meet among you here, the great NLC. I miss Comrade Owodoni of Pengasan, who was in the trench with me when we were fighting for this democracy and getting rid of dictatorship. Please, give him a hand. Owodoni was a very reliable ally. He thinks while working.
They just have to get people who are always going to be intermittently, right? Shout his name. Yeah, I got, you know, that, because if not, continue to watch. It's talking about what is offering. I'm going to take him on them one after the other when it makes any sensible sense. But I mean, I haven't done any so far. Yeah, okay. So here is the other one.
The president of NLC. I don't have to give you any enumerated analysis of our agenda. Having listened to what Adam Oshiomole, Oshio Baba, he turned the entire paper I wrote into shreds. And I spoke as today's guest lecturer on our principle. So what I tell you about agenda of APC? But praise you that you are being at the forefront of the workers' rights movement in Nigeria, championing economic fairness, welfare of average poor person, the weak, and the almost forgotten. So say thank you for standing firm always. You have equally. In addition, I'm taking you down the memory and the fact of what Adam Oshiomole said. He has given you all facts and objectives of our agenda. Nothing short of that. You are being involved in the democratic struggle of this country.
I'm sorry, I'm very sorry that some of you are just like, you are still waiting for him to say something, Abi. His agenda that Adams Oshiomole have told them about, Ajaokuta, NNPC, and all of that, which were the same talking points in 2015. They are still using the same talking points in 2022, after almost 8 years in charge. I'm sorry, it can be boring. There is more you should listen to. You get to a point whereby he started talking about accounting, mortgage system, and all that stuff. I want you to actually pay attention to that part, okay? It gets worse. Listen.
I fought for this democracy. I will fight to protect it. I did so because I believe in our country. I now seek to become the next president. I do so not in search of reward, but because I know what is at stake. Our unity, our development, our prosperity. I'm the best hope for this country to continue to progress on the path towards the best destiny. I ask you to join me in the path to a Nigeria of renewed hope and fulfilled dreams. If we do not lead the way, no one else could do it better. Thank you very much.
Jagaban. Everybody vote for Jagaban.
You are not going anywhere yet. No, you are not. Because you have to read that part. Why you should. It's taking you to a destiny. Where do you think it's taking you to? Where do you think all this octogenarian have been accepted? You know, I think they're septuagenarians, Where do you think all these relics are taking you to? They are not taking you to any destiny, any future. They are taking you to the grave. Taking your destiny, taking your future, taking your progress and everything to grave. So don't go anywhere, Kolu. Come back here. You need to tell us exactly what you have to offer. Hang on.
Education is compulsory, is the right of individual. But there are so many poor families in Lagos alone. Nobody paid for any examination fee before I left the office. No one, no matter how poor you are, you can drop out. No one is left behind. Now you have a federal government. Put me in charge. There will be student loans. 4 years course will be 4 years only. We are talking of thinking and doing.
I think this is why Bokwari is not following him anywhere. It's not following him to anywhere. Because remember, it was Fayemi, Kayode Fayemi and co that wrote the manifesto for Bokwari Osunbade in 2015. And if you remember, they will give you student loan. They will pay you unemployment allowances until you find a job. You remember that they promised you that? They will give you poor people allowances. Remember? Now he's talking to the NLC. Put me there. I will give you student loan. Call, what else are you going to do? Tell us.
Education is on ASU strike. I know so many of you are tired. Don't worry about that. There will be no more strike. We will have understanding. You design relevant curriculum, relevant courses that will be valuable to this economy and provide jobs. And you design corresponding loans that will facilitate a brilliant student's admission for those courses. And you peg interest rate, you peg the starting of prepayment of those loans. It's simple, even copy and paste in America or London. We eliminate that. No more ASU strike. 4 years calls for you, 4-year job. 7 years for 7 years call. Minimum wages.
Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, right? But this is funny. This is really, really funny, right? He actually said rubbish, like jargons and everything he just said there. But it felt good. He said them with confidence, right? Very confident. Like, it's just like copy and paste in America. There will be no ASU strike. 4 years will be 4 years. The same people with their power, now them their power. Here you get 4 years will be 4 years. It's done in America and London. It's copy and paste. What is copy and paste done in London and America? Like, what's he talking about? The student loan. Is it student loan? Is it because you are unable to pay your school fees? Is that why ASU is going on strike? So they will give you student loan. And, Nigeria is broke. Nigeria has been bankrupted. Nigeria is in serious debts. Are you with me? And everything this man is telling you is not, it's not different from when your drunk pastor, right, told you then that this is your year. I'm not going to say he's a drunk pastor anyway, because it's just so funny, right? Somebody said, Maiyegun, today is 19th of December. I said, huh? Say, how many days stay inside December? I said 31 days, Baba. What happened? And today is 19. I said, yes, today is 19. So how many days left? I said 12 days, and 2022 will be gone, and we'll be in 2023. So why are you asking me all these questions? I like, you should know, like, what's going on? Why are you so bothered about how many days? He said, because I count days for that, my pastor. They are praying for me one-on-one during the crossover. And he told me that God told him, this is my year. So 12 days is like, it remain 12 days. So if nothing happened, Baba, I don't see shege for this year. Now, grace of God, I take last. This, I said, even that one self. Maybe now this year you supposed to die. But they say now this year, you know, go die this year. Maybe now waiting your pastor say, man, you gonna play that kind of play. No, they try play me that kind of thing. But say na one-on-one, when tell me, say, make a work out, say, God told us, say, this 2022, now my year, where I go break through. And 12 days remain, oh, Baba, you go hear when, if you hear the breaking news, now me and that my pastor. That's exactly how Tifnubu is talking. Like your pastor, like somebody who can say, just trust me. Ignore all of these things that are really facts here and there. Don't worry. You know, I see future. I see destiny. I see great. I see God, you know, and all of those things. And you say, I believe him. Oh, yeah, you they go in grave. He didn't finish there. He was saying some other things. Like this one too. Listen.
Yes, comrade. Very interesting questions and issue raised. But carefully, I reflect back that maybe they have not looked deeply into our action plan, the manifesto itself, on corruption and transparency. We said we will have zero tolerance. It is very, very, very clear that the amount of money, or do you employ technology and people's know-how, knowledge-based economy, instrumentality of office, and pay the right wages too. Pay them where, block loopholes. Credit availability is part of fighting corruption. If I don't have to look for 4 million to pay at a go for a car, if I can pay 200,000 every month for 4 or 5 years, you have to look at the relationship between corruption, credit, and cash transactions.
But hey, I'm gonna. How many of you, somehow, kind of either shoku or tripping? Are you tripping for that call loose accent? I'm gonna play that again so that you can know what I'm saying. I won't finish it, okay? The accent, na die, is talking about here again. Listen.
Yes, comrade. Very interesting questions and issue raised. But carefully, I reflect back that maybe they have not looked deeply into our action plan, the manifesto itself, on corruption and transparency. We said we will have zero tolerance. It is very, very, very clear that the amount of money until you employ technology and people's know-how, knowledge-based economy, instrumentality of office, and pay the right wages.
So do you get that now, eh? It said the instrumentality of office. He's talking about fighting corruption. But it's all like, if anybody tell you that there is a better content creator than Kolu for this season, Baba, no, they talk to them again. No, they greet them again. There's no best content creator, comedian, voice experts on different things, for this season, na Kolu. But they're lying to you. And there you are, he's talking about fighting corruption. Corruption, fight corruption. That's how you got deceived with Bokuwari. Then he's talking about building a credit-based system, something like that, credit-based system, whereby if you want to buy a car of 4 million naira, you don't have to pay 4 million naira. So that you don't become greedy, that you commit a crime to go and steal or commit a crime to get the 4 million naira. So you cannot easily just walk in place with good credit, and then they will just say, okay, start paying 200,000 naira every month. Now, here is something. Nigeria minimum wage is $65. Can you believe that? Nigeria minimum wage is just about 58 pounds sterling. Between 55 and 60 pounds sterling. That is Nigeria's monthly minimum wage. Baba, let's be honest. You may have the number. Oh, Nigeria is a big place. Nigeria has the market. Only what you don't see now. All of those fake things where they tell you, where some of us they repeat. We have the number. We have the market. You don't understand. These criminals have destroyed your economic power so much that anybody coming to Nigeria to do anything, it has to be more or less like which scheme, which any, the standard is not going to be like the standard you see anywhere in the world to start with, right? It will be substandard, but it will be in Nigeria standard. Then they will now start cutting their cost and all of that. And the rest, okay. So that's what they bring to you. $65 minimum wage. That's a month, 1 month minimum wage in Nigeria. And then you see professors collecting $400, $600 as their salaries every month. Professors. And they want them to go and point their fingers at the cost of $10,000, $15,000 because Tifnumbu said so. But in reality, just same way they said they will give you, they will be paying you salary, unemployment allowance. And the 7th year be so. They are still promising you another. They are not calling it allowance anymore, unemployment allowance. They are calling it student loan. Anyway, Kolu, what else do you have again as well, Jare? My people want here. Let's hear another one, another thing that Kolu has in stock.
Pension, mortgage reforms, like it has been already mentioned by Comrade Oshiomole. Why do you get employed. Now for 30 years job and they make pension contribution. And it's time to put a shelter on your head. They ask you to bring 8 to 10 million deposit. No. We must reform the mortgage, the pension plan, relationship with the mortgage planning and home ownership, the credit for all workers of Nigeria. We must do more to invest in young Nigerians for the future of this country. The future rests in their hands. We must end perennial ASU strike and other recurrent crises between government and labor. We must do more. I had you clearly, Adam. When you talk of Dunlop, you talk of Michelin, you talk of textile industries, and those warehouses turning to something else right now, the Keja and Kaduna. Yes.
Not that it's actually going to make much any sense, but you heard him talking about credit for mortgage and all of that. But you know it. Apart from saying them, it will never actually tell them how, and they will probably never ask. Or if they ask, it will likely call on some people to answer. Like he kept mentioning Oshiomole, mortgage system. Do you have mortgage system in Lagos? Do you? Tell us about that. Kolu, another one.
You must ask, and we must ask ourselves, this, who can be trusted to accomplish all of this? It is me. Is it the man who has done it before? Or the man whose most lasting achievement as vice president is the corrupt sale of national assets to his friends and cronies? Who has the better plan? It is me. Because I can. Because it is me. Because I can stand before you and say, I've developed a blueprint, guided a state in bankruptcy to the 5th largest economy in Africa. What are they saying? I have looked at a helpless situation. I didn't complain and blame federal government. I'm saying tired. The changes of Atlantic Ocean.
I'm sorry, I actually was waiting for him to talk about the Atlantic Ocean. The guy actually believed himself that he stopped the ocean with the Eco-Atlantic project, which is a private project anyway, not Lagos State government project anyway, right? But I gave them the line. I told them to recover the ocean. I saved Lagos from bankruptcy. I have a blueprint. Baba, where the blueprints? Blueprint of a place. We no get drinkable pipe burn public drinking water. Place that everybody is digging their own boreholes. A place that is as dirty as what you can call probably a war-torn place. Haba. Why would not they print? Well, anyway, it's Nigeria. You all love your lives differently. So it didn't leave the NNPC without something. Listen, guys, if you do normal, I will give you a job, and I become your president. I get work for all of you. I don't know how you go be, but this journey go funny.
Labour should be involved in good government and giving you that assurance. Nothing more to say. You will be involved, and that is part of the good government. Thank you.
That's it. Now, let me tell you something about that statement. For those of you who heard that clearly, right? Tifnumbu, as part of the establishment, Atifku, as part of the establishment, you might see them everywhere saying all manner of things, right? Tifnumbu, that is not looking well, that they know that has its own health challenge, right? And you see healthy people, young people, locking around him and the rest of that. And you think it's about because they loved him or because they are. No. You'll be too naive to believe that. Listen to me. What happened is this. When the establishment, when they have power challenges, what they do is called trading. They trade. How? When they meet each group from every part of everywhere, they have something on the table that is not in any way will be presented as they are, right? They'll be presented as making allies and friends and all that. It just gave them the dog whistle. If all of you do normal, if you talk to me properly, you will work in my government. I will give you a job. Do what you have to do to make sure that whether you want to sabotage this one or sabotage that one, whatever is it going to be, right? That's the offer on the table. I don't have anything else to say. Ushi Omole, I've spoken to you. I have spoken to you as well. It's over to you. It's all up to you now. When Atifku meets people, he said he's already listed the national asset, Nigeria national asset that he's going to sell. Atiku has done so well selling Nigerian national assets as scraps to his friends. In the past, it's not new. Sure you get. And he's not hiding that today. He has been honest saying, if I become your president, right, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to sell that. Just be rest assured that all your national assets, as of today, the ones they are going to sell and who they are going to sell them to, they already have the names. So this is how the establishment works. This is why you will see people that you believe that have integrity. Oh, this person get integrity. I respect it. You are just naive. Don't allow yourself to be played by all of these rogues, cash and carry criminals. And they're everywhere. It's just that so many of you are so vulnerable that any small thing like this, you go follow the mob. And when you get played, you begin to lament and say, what do you think? What are you thinking? It is all about cash. It's all about cash and carry, give and take, trading. Your best man, when we say they sound like say get sense, they do your side. Tomorrow we change it. It's not, most of them are not giving money. They don't pay you. No, they don't pay all of them. The establishment that gives you cash is because you are dispensable, you are disposable. The likes of Tifnumbu and gang, they offer you, they trade. They say, if you do what we say you should do, we'll give you something. So come on. How many of you game? If Atif could meet with them, he's going to offer them the same thing. Maybe not like Tifnumbu. Sure, you want me to give you something. Sure, you want me to, leave all this story. Leave all this NNC. Are you the president of NNC? Who are those people with you? Stay with us so that when we do everything we want to do, when people want to protest, when people want to fight and all of that, you help us suppress them. You help us tell them, say, NS no day. You see, all these things, they are just like laying the bricks to where some of you actually have no idea whether they think it. Say, well, now they take us, go. Help me. Then they take me, go where I don't know. This is how they put the whole thing on. And well, as it is, I have told you many times that when you set yourself up to be played by any of these at all, right? What will happen is that you should not completely blame them, because you have many of you have you've positioned yourself to be played by them, even seeing through all the lies about our business. And like I said, it's not always cash. Oh, they don't pay you, Abi. No. Some people will even have to go and take out their money and spend it on Tifnumbu, and you'll be like, how much is this in a jazz? This in a juju? This in a... No. Because the system, majority of una be pretenders. Majority of una, you are waiting for your chance, for your own turn. Nigeria is Nigeria turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Whatever disguise or anything you put up, everybody is waiting for his own turn, so that they can then justify their own criminality, like those who are there today. So I know all of that. I'm just telling you that you see most people who are actually rooting for Tifnumbu, not all of them then give cash. Some of them, they put their own cash out because of what they have been promised. Once we come in, we will give you this place. Once we come in, now your turn to you go be that place. Hey, sir, are you sure? I've always wanted to. It's up to you. Just do what you have to do. We'll give it to you. So then you will realize that some of them will begin to speak like, prof. Now they talk like this. A month ago, you are speaking so nice, so well. There are people like us were like admiring you. How come you suddenly turn to Tifnumbu this or that? They don't pay you. They didn't pay them. They've promised them either through him or through the third party and the rest of them. And that's why you see the army of all these supporters who are seeing his frailty, who are seeing his what do you call it? His physical state, his mental state, and all of that, his gas and his nonsense, that is gibberish and all of that, right? And they'll tell you he's the smartest person ever to be president of Nigeria. Do you think all of that is because of money? No, it's not always money. I'm not saying money no deal. Or some people are doing it because they have been told that you just need to deliver. If you deliver, you go shop. And because Nigeria is shop by shop, turn by turn, Nigeria Limited, where everybody feel pretend, say, I love Nigeria. Anybody wait till you say love Nigeria? Can't they excuse this madness, this establishment, this system, trying to be politically correct? Now, one way they wait for his own turn. If they shout, revolution now, change, we fight our oppressor, solidarity forever. Now, they are only hibernating among many of us. They are waiting for their call. Once they receive the call, they will dump all of you and they will join the train. And so many of you, you easily set yourselves up for some of these charlatans. You can see through them all, but you still pretend that maybe they will not, or maybe they will not. And that's exactly what the system is all about. They offer them peanuts. And many of these guys you see today, human rights cash TVists, human rights cash TVists, they will sell you, sell your kidneys, sell your family if they have to have a place on their table. And it doesn't even matter whether they are in Nigeria or they are not in Nigeria. There are many other people who left Nigeria right now, outside Nigeria, and they are promoting all this nonsense because they themselves, they don't show Bruku for where they are, and the only place where they believe that they could quickly close the gap, 20 years abroad, 30 years abroad, there's nothing to show for it. Now they join political party. Political party, where we say the country where they know they live. Now they can't carry on for it. Can't they fight everywhere? You think they love Nigeria? You think it's because they love Nigeria? You must be so dumb to believe that. It's because many of them have already failed wherever they are. They want something to close the gap. Nigeria is always going to fill in the gap. Then they are in Canada, they are in America, they are in London. They are telling you about the policy of criminals ruling Nigeria. And you believe them. They are only waiting for their turn or day. Some of them, we all came from somewhere, don't we? I am from Ogun State. If I suddenly start from abroad, start telling you how I love Nigeria, how everybody should be patient, you will not know that maybe I'm only building my CV for an appointment in Ogun State. One day you go just here say, they have appointed that Maiyegun as special advisor to governor in Ogun State. She Maiyegun a APC member, ni been a PDP member. Say, you don't know. Maiyegun just carry all of mugu. There are people who they carry you that mugu. And many of you on today, you are willing mugus who listen to them. Somebody where they are abroad. They tell you about Nigeria, to be patient, to relax, to support rogues and all of these things, and you believe them. You don't know saying a CV that they build. So when they take you build the CV, suddenly they say, I'm so disappointed in you. I thought you are. You better be disappointed in yourself for believing in those who don't even believe in Nigeria. So when you see all of them, don't be money that gives many of them. Oh, everybody is fighting for a space on that table where they go shall find so anything. You can imagine somebody who lived in a more civilized country where law and order work, right? Decided to go and take an appointment in Nigeria, a political appointment of a 450,000 naira. 450,000 naira? That is about how much? That's about $500, Abi, or $400. $400, right? Now $400. Somebody that is earning over $3,000, $4,000 in America decided to go and be a PA to somebody in Nigeria to collect 400,000 naira. Do you think it's about the 400,000 naira? It's because they know that they can get away with all the crime, all the looting, all the stealing. And only in Nigeria they could do that. So therefore, they build the CV abroad and they tell you all of this. And in most cases, you think it's all about money. No, some of them don't get any shishi. They are just there trying to be, to get their own space. And now you be their market. Now that they trade. I respect Olu this and that in America. That brother, when he see, he's in America and he say all the good things about Nigeria, about APC, once they get what they are going to get, they will use you as the statistic of the people they have destroyed. You are setting yourselves up, if you ask me. So Kolu and gang telling them that all of you see everything we are doing here, all this one are waste of time. Nah, just formality. If you do well, I'll give you. You're going to be my government. It'd be like when Lord and Savior say you are going to sit with me when we get to heaven in my Father's kingdom, and you say, I want to sit with the Lord and Savior. That's what Kolu is to the hustlers that you call labor leaders and then labor politicians in Nigeria. And if you see what they are trading, all of them, they are trading, you are the commodity they are trading in. Nigerians. Anyway, that's just that. The other sad one is this reported killings of the people in Enugu. We have been seeing some of these reports in the last few weeks, especially this last couple of days, right? Where almost 60 people right now have been confirmed killed by the Fulani terrorists in Enugu. Now, the situation is getting worse and worse to the point that some of these images cannot actually be shared right now. And with what we know, Nigeria's or Boko Haram's agenda for the people of the eastern Nigeria, they intend to further wreck whatever is left of the economic fabric of that region through insecurity. So which means they will continue to ignore these incessant attacks, and the people are always going to be blamed.